Welcome back to the channel. So first things first, one of my most trusted friends, a really great photographer, somebody that I really look up to, he said, "Kent, why are you not centered in the video?" And you know, he made a really good point, so I think I'm just gonna psych. I don't need to be centered. That's for squares. So let's talk about last week. I think it went pretty well. I got a lot of good feedback off the video, and honestly had a lot of fun making it. So I decided I would do another one. This week is going to be similar, but a little bit different. It's a film stock that I've shot a lot before, and I'm just doing some new things with that film. So last week I got a lot of good feedback from people, you know, what they liked, what they didn't like, and an astonishing number of people asked if I was doing ASMR now. Maybe I am. That's uncomfortable. Somebody actually said I should do audiobooks, so maybe I will, but that's a different episode. One of my friends, Andrew, suggested that I do a video on composition. All right, so composition 101. If you're not happy when you look through the viewfinder, don't take the picture. Thank you for watching. That's part of it. That's actually a big part of it. And when I'm looking through my viewfinder, if I'm not happy, I don't take the picture. And you'll see plenty of that today. But without further ado, here we go. So I decided to shoot this video on my TLR. TLR stands for twin lens reflex. This thing is, it makes absolutely beautiful images. The most beautiful. It is a square format. Usually we're shooting, you know, either landscape or vertical. In this, it doesn't really matter which way you shoot, it's a square. So I thought that would be pretty interesting in terms of composition as well. I shot HP5. I shot 2 rolls of HP5 actually for this. I have a love-hate relationship with it. You know, there are days that I make a solemn oath to myself to never, ever, ever shoot black and white ever again because I don't like what I get out of it. And there are other days where I'm so stoked when they come off the scanner, I have to go and send them to everybody. So it's really one or the other. And I never feel vanilla about black and white. It's always I love it or I hate it. So I decided to push these rolls to 1600. Again, maybe there'll be a different video I'm pushing, but I underexposed these in my camera, and then I over-processed them in post-production to kind of balance it out and make them look normal. That results in a little bit more grain and a little bit more contrast, but that's the look I was going for, and it also allows me to shoot in lower light situations, which was what I was shooting in. So I packed everything up and headed down to Dunedin a little bit before the sunset. I wanted to catch some of the pre-golden hour light. Wasn't quite golden hour yet. But the shadows were getting long, the lighting was getting interesting, and I knew I could get some good shots. Probably favorite shot of these earlier ones was this one of the tree and the rope swing. And I knew the composition was there, but it wasn't looking right in my viewfinder. And so I had to get really, really low to the ground to get that separation between the grass and the swing. Otherwise the swing was kind of melting into the grass and you couldn't really tell it was a swing. And so that's kind of point number 2 on the composition. Ansel Adams wisely said once, you got to know what your photo is going to look like before you take it. I knew what I wanted this one to look like. I wanted the swing to just be a little bit above the grass, above that horizon with the tree in the middle. That's kind of the focal point of the entire picture. To make that happen, I needed to like crouch down super low to the ground in this neighborhood of rich people who were probably looking out their windows and judging me, but you got to do it for the gram, right? Or for the YouTube, whatever. Got this really interesting shot of the boat in the dock with the tree kind of circling around it. I'm really exposing how much I don't know about legitimate photo composition right now, huh? I think photos with big skies feel free. You know, I grew up partially in the American West, and obviously there's a lot of sky over there, not many trees. And so I feel like I always try to convey a little bit of that in my photos, because truly I feel like my soul belongs in the West, in probably Utah or Arizona. That would be, yeah, maybe I'll retire there. Anyways. Okay, so I saw this older couple sitting in their car. They're obviously checking out my camera, and I was kind of looking at them, and I was like, well, I want to take a picture of you, and you want to talk about my camera, I can tell. So I went over and I said, what's up? And it was Lou and Laura, I believe. Lou and Laura.
All right, 3, 2, 1, and perfect.
Oh, where are you from originally?
All over, a military family, so I moved around a lot. But, you know, Florida's not a bad spot to end up.
Oh, you sound like a fantastic young man, and you should be pretty successful. You got a pretty good personality.
At that point, I started sobbing uncontrollably, but that's okay. Only for a little while. At least old people like me. Kind of like this photo, but honestly I like it a lot better cropped in, which luckily I can do because this camera is medium format, so I've got some extra resolution to work with, and I like it a lot better when it's cropped in. It's a little bit less distracting, and even though I kind of like the boats in the foreground, I think it's a little messy. And again, I really like the big sky aspect of it all, so the crop definitely works for me. But a little bit closer, and even though people were watching and I probably looked like a creep, I snuck up behind these people and got a little photo with the bikes, and it was too perfect. It was like it had been set up. It was like it was staged just for me to take the photo. And so I had to. The lady there, bless her heart, she gave me 3 slices of pizza and I only asked for 2, and she's like, yeah, you know, just trying to help you out, just trying to hook you up. And she gave me hand sanitizer. So they have a customer for life. You really don't know you're in the good old days until they're already behind you. That's crazy. So the next day, I think I had 8 exposures left. I went to this little farm called Brooker Creek near my house. Shot off the rest of those. So of all those photos, my least favorite was the close-up of the barbed wire looking kind of into the sun with that big flare on the left side. And I thought it was really interesting because of the people that I sent these photos to, most people really liked that one above the rest. And that, I think, is the bottom line of this entire video, right? There's no right answer. So how do you compose a shot? However you want to compose the shot. I love this shot looking straight down the power lines with the cows in the middle and the big sky, and that is like what I look for in a photo. But for so many of the people, that's not what they look for in a photo, and that's okay, because it's your own art form, and it's, I don't know, it's whatever you make of it. It's your thing. It's my thing. It's everybody's thing. That's why I like photography so much. Yeah. So anyways, that really sums it up. I had a blast shooting these, and a lot of these photos I'm very, very excited about. To the black and white gods, I deeply repent for oathing that I'll never shoot black and white again. I promise I didn't mean it, and I'll definitely shoot black and white again. Maybe this week. So, I think that's all.